Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. So I'm actually on the 5-minute chart, but let's zoom out a little bit first. The view here with Ethereum at the moment is unchanged. Yes, it has received really a strong, hammering in the last few days. It was obviously selling off together with the other cryptos, but it did hold its larger support area all the way down to $1,000. I mean, this particular green larger support area for the original wave 2 low went down to 1130. So this was originally over here, the entry area where we placed several entries, had several entry points. Taking profits was then the plan during this wave up, because in any case we anticipated a wave down. I would have liked to see one more leg up. That didn't happen, but we had enough waves to count it as complete. Therefore, I personally took profits. I can never recommend anything to you. I can never advise you to do anything. But I did mention when I took profits last Friday at 1620, which was pretty much at the top here. I mean, we came all the way up to 1680, I think. But I think looking back, that was a pretty good decision to take profits. I then obviously didn't take 100% of my, I didn't close all of my positions, but I got stopped out on the way down. Also mentioned previously on Discord and Telegram, where I did set my stop losses. They were around 1400, and I had a few a little bit lower, but they were also triggered in profit. And now that means I had quite a bit of cash back, from the profits, but also from the original positions that I entered. So I'm currently dollar cost averaging into Ethereum again, because even if we go down lower, it's sort of my, I don't want to say rule, but I tend to adhere to it, that really when you have those really bad days, generally, I usually buy. And this, not always, but if we are in the context of we are already pretty close to the low, generally, and zooming out, if you look at where we have been with Ethereum, I think these are pretty good prices for dollar cost averaging. However, I wouldn't use leverage with that, because it can still get a wash out. So it can still drop lower. And then if you leverage, then you have problems. But when you dollar cost average, at least smaller positions, until we have a confirmed bottom, that is, I think, the best way to play it long term. Short term, it's all a bit risky at the moment. Yeah, as you know. Short term, we have so many issues going on in crypto at the moment. Plus today, CPI data release in, I think it's in an hour. So yeah, there's a lot going on. And there will be further volatility, probably starting when I've recorded this video. There will be a lot of volatility kicking in around the time of the CPI data release. Last month we had 8.2%. CPI came in at 8.2%. Expectations for this month are, or for the previous month, obviously, for the October data, because that's what is released today. Expectations are around 7.9 to 8%. So another drop in the increase of inflation. But, and as always, if it's any lower than that, if it comes in any lower than that, it's probably not priced in by the market, and it will have a positive effect. If it comes in higher than 7.9 to 8%, it is probably rather bearish. But we have the special situation that at the moment, the whole market is massively sold out or sold off, and that we've already had quite a strong setback in the last few days. So it gives us even more uncertainty, right? We don't really know what is priced in, and therefore I wouldn't necessarily put too much emphasis on these numbers, but just please know that it is highly volatile. It's going to be highly volatile. So yeah, we have obviously come down in this scenario to the area again. We dropped below that support area, but that's not necessarily a problem. It doesn't mean we are suddenly bearish for Ethereum. I still see this as a 1-2 setup. We just had to extend the wave 2 a little bit lower. Told you that I'm going to do this until we drop below $1,000, because a drop below $1,000, that is the drop below the 88.7% Fibonacci retracement level, and that would mean that we are pretty close to invalidation. And then I think this is a warning sign that we will go into full bear mode here. Now that is again the 88.7% Fib level at $1,017. So let's just round it down to $1,000. So expectation is at the moment still that we are finding some support here, and as long as we are holding above $1,000, it can rally. it can rally into a wave 3. Now, this is of course not guaranteed to happen. Yeah, we have to be open to the idea, especially in the current state, that we are dropping further. But this is a possible trade setup, and that is what we are looking for. That's all we are looking for. First of all, long-term, good prices to dollar cost average investments. In my opinion, that is currently a good time to do it. Dollar cost averaging, of course, we could go lower, but by being extremely careful and having a good strategy about or around dollar cost averaging has allowed me also with Bitcoin to wait with dollar cost averaging until we reach these prices. I did explain that all on Discord and Telegram yesterday. And short term, what are we looking for short term? Short term, we are looking for good trade setups and basically low risk setups. Low risk means you're not risking a lot, which doesn't mean it necessarily needs to play out, but we're looking for movements that have a decent probability to work out, which this 1-2 setup has. Plus, we are looking for low risk entry points where we can set the stop loss quite tight, and that's the case here. And movements that give us a decent reward, and this would take us to around $3,000. Not in one wave, not in a straight line, but there will be ups and downs. So I think this is a decent risk to reward ratio. Overall, in the very short term, I told you in previous videos, I think in the last video, that the move down could now be complete. Of course, it's very early. There hasn't really been any massive evidence. We haven't really broken above, we haven't really broken here above the wave 4 high. That would be important at 1240, but still we have on the lower time frame here possible 1-2 setup. This could be another 1-2 setup here, and we could now be on our way in wave 3. Target for the third wave, but again, this is very, very micro counting here, so it's the reliability is sort of questionable. But the target for the third wave would be around 1264. So if we get to 1264, there's a good chance that we actually have here a wave 3 in place. Then there should be a wave 4 and a wave 5 to the upside. And when we get these 5 waves, so we already have 5 waves on a very low time frame here in this wave 1, but it's all cascading probability. The more you see of those to the upside, the more it indicates that the trend is shifting. We've already had support holding here in this little or small red wave 2 here. I'll go to the 15-minute chart. We already did hold support here in this wave 2, and now we're on our way ideally into wave 3 here. Yeah, then there will be a wave 4 down and a wave 5 up, and then this will be then the moment of truth when we then come down. So this would then count as a wave 1. When we then come down and hold the 78.6% retrace based on the top, wherever it will be, of this 5th wave, maybe around 1300, yeah. Then if this 78.6% retrace is then going to hold, then we have a much more confidence and can be much more confident that a low is in place. And when we then come down in a wave 2, that would be another entry point for everybody who missed it here, yeah, or just doesn't want to risk going in now without having a proper confirmation for a bottom. Please understand there's still a lot of risk in the market at the moment. It's very uncertain. We could get more negative fundamental news that will affect the market further. But I think Ethereum has been holding really well considering what's going on. It has come closer, of course, to the June low, but it has not invalidated the bullish setup here. Even though this moved down, I think it surprised a lot of people because it came down stronger than anticipated. But that was, of course, sort of the catalyst was, of course, sort of the FTX issue, which threw some wave patterns over the edge, really, right? So we have had to reset the wave 2, but it doesn't change the higher level trend yet. Okay, and that's my update about Ethereum. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.